You're like, oh, I can go a little farther, and then you realize you have to turn around and go all the way back, and then you're like,
Yeah.
can I make it the rest of the way back?
Well, and that's part of the
So if you ever see me on the side of the street looking like I'm not going to make it back, just
pick her up.
just pick me up.
Pick her up. It's fine.
So it's Halloween week. Who is excited? It's the end of October, though.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm ready for that, but it's going to be an exciting week in town.
Here comes 2025, people. It's coming to get you. What do you think about that?
I think you should have just left that out.
2025.
I think we should have
Wait,
just been
what year were we born? Let's do the math. It's not great.
No, it's not.
I
It's
don't do
not.
math, by the way.
Yep, we're not going to do that. So it is the end of October. And I'm just going to give you a little update of how you can support your local trick-or-treaters.
Oh, happy Monday.
It is Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everyone.
It is Happy Monday.
Sorry, now continue.
But I want you
Sometimes we forget.
I just want you, I know. Mondays in some languages might be a swear word.
It probably is.
It is. So I'm going to tell you the opportunities how you can support your local trick-or-treaters this week.
All right. Give them candy.
Give them candy.
Okay.
So
end of list.
Starting with, or if you are the trick-or-treater, here are your options to get the goods. So starting on Tuesday, October 29th is Downtown Trick-or-Treat with Touch a Truck. It is in the 500 and 600 block of Broad Street from 4:30 to 6 p.m.
All right.
I'm going to tell you, if anybody goes away and says they don't have enough candy, I'm going to be shocked because we have over 40 participants and over 20 vehicles coming in big machinery. So it is going to be a great, great night.
Awesome.
The forecast right now, not that I'm a weather person, looks to be 70 degrees, partly sunny, with a slight breeze.
That's...
You
what else could you ask for?
Now, let's go
back. That's perfect running weather.
That is. But now let's go back. When we were kids, did you ever have a trick-or-treat night where you did not freeze yourself?
No, it was
Absolutely
always
not.
that or wet.
Wet?
And, yeah.
Or
gross.
snow. We've had snow.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
Perfect night to come downtown on Tuesday, October 29th, tomorrow, from 4:30 to 6.
Okay.
Then you get a day to kind of relax.
Yeah.
Wednesday. And then you can prepare on Thursday, October 30th.
Okay.
Starting at 5:30 to 7, you can go visit the households at Bethany Life.
Excellent.
For trick or treat. Then you can go to the citywide from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. And then also Roland Story National Honor Society is doing trunk or treat at the high school from 6 to 8 p.m. So 3 opportunities for candy all in one night.
Can I say something?
You absolutely can.
Trunk or treat. I love the idea of it. The name doesn't make any sense.
Well,
it's supposed to be like a play on words, but it doesn't make any sense because trick or treat. Well, so which one is it going to be? A trick or a treat? It's obviously 99.9% of the time going to be treat. Uh-huh. But trunk or treat, it sounds kind of like, do you want a treat or are you getting in this trunk? It's a little weird. I'm just
I will agree with you. It's still trick or treat, but they're going to hand you your treat out of the trunk.
What if there's a kid? He's like, well, I don't know, trunk. And they're like, all right, get in. We're leaving.
I don't know.
He's like, Mom, no.
Now I want people to report back. Do they actually say trunk or treat when you go to a trunk or treat?
No, I don't think they do.
Or do they still say trick or treat?
See, I don't think they do, but I'm just saying.
I know. I get you.
Play on words.
It is a play on words.
That went wrong.
It is.
It should have been. There's got to be a better name for that thing.
There we go. In our free time, we will come up with
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
I'm coming up with it.
Okay. That's great. So, yes, it's Halloween week. Lots and lots of opportunities.
Yeah.
To get your kids out there, get good use of their costumes.
Yeah.
And enjoy.
What are you wearing?
To be determined.
What?
I know.
You don't have any time.
I have plenty of
time.
You
already know what you're wearing.
I mean, I got till tomorrow.
You know what you're wearing.
I really, truly don't. So come downtown and figure out what I'm wearing.
Guess what I'm wearing?
Beetlejuice.
No. One and done. I can only do it the one time.
That's sad.
I don't like repeating costumes.
Okay.
And I dare I say that when I did Beetlejuice, like, first of all, it was from the musical.
Right.
Because I already had it for the musical. And me and my daughter spent like weeks making those things. But we did win the costume contest.
I know.
So
you were
no
kind of
big deal.
famous.
We're pretty famous right now. But I won't do it again. I don't want to be that guy that repeats it. I did it one time. There was one year, went out with friends, and I didn't have a costume. And they're like, just wear your old Snape outfit. Because I had done Snape one year, Professor Snape. And I hated it. Like, I just felt weird. I was like, I feel like I didn't try. I didn't earn the spot at this table. And I just didn't
I got
like
it. I know what you're going to be this year.
What?
A barista. You already
Do
wearing
I not
it.
already look like that?
Every week you look like a barista.
I have everything but the skills. That's
well,
it.
I mean, you don't have to serve anything up. So I guess what are you really truly
What if you
gonna
could
be?
do that? What if you had like a big, like you just hand out coffees to people and
There you
like,
go.
where is he even getting them? It doesn't make any sense.
That would be magical for some
Yeah,
people, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I know. Okay, so
Okay.
what are you going to be?
Oh, well, if you're not telling, I'm not telling.
Okay, well, stay tuned next week. But also, while you are downtown on Tuesday, there will be a brand new selfie station space,
Yeah.
or that'll be out in front of the Chamber Main Street office. So do make sure, come take a photo. It's a new thing that we just got, which will be traveling to all our events, so you can document all the great things in Story City that you do.
Very cool.
Also this week, one last plug out. Church Basement Ladies is happening Thursday,
Yeah.
October 31st.
It's happening whether you're there or not, but you should be there.
It is. And so Thursday through Saturday, because Sunday's already sold out, but Thursday through Saturday, there are just a handful of tickets. And last I
Cool.
heard, it might be less than 30. So
Oof.
don't wait till you get to the door to try to get a ticket, because you might not get a seat.
Standing room only.
But tickets are purchased online. If you need assistance with that, check out the weekly newsletter. The link is in there. So
yeah. If you're too late, there might be a bidding war on tickets.
there you go. We
So
might
if
have
you
to
want
auction.
if you want to pay face value,
Yes.
now's your time.
Yeah. So another great busy week in Story City,
Yeah.
but it's Halloween.
Yeah. I've decided, if you're ready for this proclamation, there is no good name for handing candy out of your trunk. I've decided
Okay.
that just now.
It's official.
But trunk or treat? Nope.
Nope. But go support the National
But
Honor
you should
Society.
go. You should go.
You should go.
Just while you're there, be like, he's right. This is weird. One of these cars is going to try to take my kid.
I don't know about that, but yep.
Just trying to
I
be
got
helpful.
nothing. I got
It's
nothing on
just a
that one.
PSA. Just a PSA.
I got nothing on that, but
Yeah.
shout out to some of our high school kids. Last week was a stellar week for volleyball. They won first round, happened to lose in the second round, but had a phenomenal season. We had
So the loss, they're done.
they
It's the
are
end of
done for the season.
I see.
Yeah, but shout out to the volleyball girls. You had a great season.
Yeah, great.
Also, shout out to our kids that qualified for cross country at state. They had their qualifying meet. They had a wonderful night to run. So great for that. And, the fall sports have just been amazing with Roland Story, along with our Roland Story flag girls.
Yeah.
Participated. One of them made top 10. I mean, so just a huge shout out.
Yeah.
We know that we all have busy schedules, and students, we know you do too, but the community is behind you, and it's just exciting to see you guys excel and continue to do amazing things.
I'm going to say something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hated volleyball.
Well,
I don't know what I was doing wrong. Like, my forearms are not like the weakest thing ever, but every time I would hit the ball the way that I was told to hit it, it hurt so much. So the fact that they can do that, I don't like.
It's called girl power right here.
It's got to be.
It's girl power.
I can't, like, maybe it's different. I haven't tried to play it lately. I don't know if the ball was like too hard or what was going on, but I hated playing volleyball in school because every time I was like, my arms are going to feel like garbage later. Just so you know.
So speaking of that,
Garbage?
we're going to have a, no, not
Oh,
garbage, not the segue I was going with there, Lance.
Just curious.
We have a guest coming up, and he might be married to our volleyball coach. So here's maybe a shout out to Molly Geist to help Lance be able to play the girls' sport of volleyball with you.
I
We
feel
might have
like-
to go on location for that.
I feel like I should ask him about it, but I also have a feeling I won't.
You probably won't. So stay tuned here in a little bit to hear from Brandon Geis about
Brandon Geis.
Brandon Geis is
knew?
going to be here to talk to you about a upcoming bond vote for the Story County election here
Yeah.
in November. So
Yeah. Oh,
Stay tuned.
This is, well, wait, before we go.
What?
Like, that's it? We're not, like, it was all this build up to Halloween, and now it's like, this is the last one before Halloween. We can't mention it again. Otherwise, it's weird. It's like having a Halloween party after Halloween. You can't do it.
well, you
So-
can.
No, you can't.
You can.
Then you're wrong.
you can.
You can't do that.
You can do whatever you want to
You
because
can't
you
watch-
also mentioned 2025, and I didn't want to talk about that.
Yeah, but that's in the future. If you do the Halloween thing after Halloween, that's in the past. It
Maybe
doesn't
you're
work.
doing Halloween 2025 in the future.
All right.
On that note,
We'll be right back.
we'll be back.
Toys R Us has the Smurf Halloween costume and the E.T. Halloween costume for trick or treating.
Writing books
Yeah.
and stuff about the experience, and it's really cool to listen to those. I love listening to the autobiographies when they're read by
Yeah.
the person. I get those
Yeah.
all the time. Anyway,
Anyway,
there's
so
somebody here.
There is somebody here. And speaking of talking about amazing things,
Yeah.
today I invited Brandon Geis here to talk to us about something that is coming up for all of us to learn about. But first, Brandon, I'm going to kind of put him on the spot because I didn't tell him I'd say this. So
Good.
why don't you introduce yourself? Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself or your family, whatever you'd like to
Okay.
disclose, so they can get familiar with you.
Oh, well, I'll give my little Brandon Geis spiel. I'm from Ames originally, born and raised. My dad was a PE teacher for what doesn't exist anymore, Welch Middle School.
Wow.
There used to be two middle schools, Central and Welch in Ames, and they combined, when I was in 7th grade, 8th grade to Ames Middle School.
Yeah.
And that was on the Welch campus, and then they moved it to its current campus just a few years ago,
Was that the one that was on State Avenue?
State Avenue.
Avenue.
And
Yep.
so that one's gone now.
Yep.
And
Yes.
they built a new one.
Yep.
Yeah, apartments
Wow.
there now. Yeah. So, yeah, born and raised in Ames. And, I thought I needed to get the heck out of town and move away. So I drove 10 miles north and I thought, wow, this is far enough.
This ain't so bad.
This ain't so
Awesome.
bad. So
And-
it's been the best blessing for my family is to be in this community. I mean, I love my Ames and I love my Amesites. I love going to downtown Delhi. I love going to I love going to Pizza Pit. I love my
Downtown
Ames.
Delhi.
Yep.
My Ames the greatest pizza ever is still Great Plains Sauce and Dough Company.
Absolutely.
I mean, it can never go away.
You
But-
can't go wrong. They,
Nope.
they
It's so
still
good.
do slices.
They still do
They still
slices
do.
at lunch, yes.
We used to race because we had open campus in high school, and we broke the speed limit a lot. Getting from Ames High to GPS and D to get our two slices and then eat them while racing.
But here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to know. No judgment to them. How much were the slices back then?
$2.
Yeah, they're more now.
Yeah,
Yes.
but not that much more, to be
we're
honest.
talking-
It's over three. It's over
Oh,
three.
woo!
It's 1990,
How much was the
91.
coffee?
It's a long.
Well, I've got friends in high places.
Oh, there you go. I love it. Well, Brandon, I am so happy to have you in Story City's community, and you are a business owner in our
Yeah.
downtown district. with State Farm Insurance.
Yep.
So I do get to work with you frequently. But today I asked you to come to talk about something that is going to be on the ballot come November. And it has to do with Story County. And some of you might have seen these cool little flyers here. It's called the Story County Water and Land Legacy Bond. And so what I asked Brandon to do, because I think he's on the bond committee, is that
Yes,
correct?
correct. Yeah.
To tell us just a little bit about the bond.
Sure, absolutely. Just a little bit more about me and why this is important to me is side story, we used to have a canoe rental business in Ames.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Growing up. My dad called it, since he taught at Welch Wilderness Voyagers. So you could rent canoes from us for literally less than nothing and go canoeing on the Skunk or the Des Moines River or Boone River or whatever. So been tied to the outdoors a lot. And what a lot of people may not know about me is my first passion was to be a park ranger. And I was a park ranger for a few years in Lee County Conservation Board. And I've worked with Story County Conservation Board forever. So when this bond came up, Jim Pease, who's kind of heading this up in the committee, was one of my old professors and I actually went to school with his son, Jesse. But he came to me and I was all on board for this. So talking a little bit about that bond because it's near and dear to my heart from the standpoint that Story County is very much a growing county. What Ankeny used to be is now what Ames is becoming. They're building that 6-lane interstate from Ames to Des Moines just because of the amount of traffic that's flowing from Story County. So we only have so many wild places in Story County, and this just gives us the opportunity to pass a bond that's not just for water quality or building more trails, but it's really setting up the future for Story County, that for people that come here that do enjoy the outdoors, they don't have to travel as far to enjoy some of the resources that this county can provide. They want to use this money, and I got permission to talk about this. They're going to use this money to leverage for more grant money,
Correct.
which is big.
Yep.
So it's because $25 million is no small amount of money, but they're going to turn that into $35 to $50 million. They're very aggressive at writing and getting grants. So it's kind of seed money to get all the projects they want done. So
what are some of those projects that you guys as the bond committee and the project itself are looking at?
So a lot of these are already in place, that things that need to be done. So they're talking like water quality. So wherever you're at, whenever it rains, it flows into a river or stream. And that goes somewhere. And what people don't like up here at the headwaters of the Skunk River, we're very much the creekish part of the Skunk River. But when I worked for Lee County Conservation Board, it was the northern border of Lee County, and it's a big wide river that dumps into the Mississippi. So whatever we have up here flows through Ames and then flows through Jasper County and all the way down. So they want to take some of this money and improve some of the watershed. We move a lot of water off the ground and into rivers very rapidly. We want to be able to slow that down a little bit and let good old Mother Nature do her thing at kind of improving that water before it moves into other communities, because a lot of communities use river water as drinking water. So if we can give the best water moving south from us, it just helps out those communities. So it's to betterment those. And when you do that, you're bettering a lot of things. So they want to build better structure to the Skunk River, better basically prairie areas that slow that water down, or even when it floods, it slows the floodwaters down, retains those nutrients, cleans up the water a little bit before it moves, but it adds wildlife species and wildflower species. Everything biomass-wise improves with improvement of these areas. So That's one of the big ones.
And trail systems. Is that
So
another
that's
part of that?
that's
also,
what
Brandon?
people get really behind, and I'm glad because the improving the river, everybody goes great, but I want to ride my bike, or I want to have a better accessible trail system. So they want to connect Ames to Slater and get on that bike trail system, and then kind of long term, which I'm excited about, is connecting Roland on the Prairie Rail Trail out to basically Ziering and Nevada. So we're going to connect not only Roland, but McCallsburg, Ziering, and Nevada all in a trail system, which usually means business. People want to be on those trails. People want restaurants to eat at or places to stop. So as people kind of can be more remote workers, maybe those communities can be a little bit more attractive due to having that trail system and better access to those trail systems.
So we're talking about all the amazing things amenity-wise that'll happen with this $25 million. So as a resident of Story County, what does that mean on our responsibility?
You bet. Well, it always comes down to taxes. So this is a tax increase. Never going to skirt around the issue of it. They put out that the median home in Story County is right around $300,000. That'll be about $2.60 a month increase to your property tax, $32 a year. What I always tell people is if you want to know how that's truly going to affect you over time, like some bonds are coming off, like in the Gilbert community, their school bonds going to be paid off here soon. And so actually your taxes might go down even with adding this on. So some communities will be like that. Others, you'll still be paying the $2.60 a month. The burden of the taxes is at 63% for my notes from our meeting is going to fall on residential, about 7% agricultural, and about 27% commercial. So my business building here in downtown, I'll pay taxes on that, and I'll be paying taxes on my home. Price is no different, whether you have ag land or a residential property. But I always look at it like this is an investment, not only in my county, but also in the future for my kids or grandkids, for resources that they get to use that aren't just, basketball courts and volleyball courts that my kids are on all the time.
Absolutely. So with that, you, as the committee, have been going out to a lot of places to share the message and to educate people on what this is all about. And that's why I brought you today. I know Mike Cox with Story County Conservation has made his way around telling all about it. But as an employee, he has called on a lot of you in the committees to tell your community. So I know they've been at the library in Roland and Story City, I think. Do you have any more dates if somebody's interested in hearing way more details than this?
If you want to get a ton of details, the best thing to go to is, and I always forget how to do this website address, it's waterandland.org. I believe I have that correct.
I think that's...
I always want to say land and water, but it's water and land.
I think it's Water and Land. I think you are correct.
.org.
There is also a Facebook page that is called Story County Water and Land Legacy Bond, I think is actually the whole title of it. But another thing, so Brandon had touched on, we're going to see a little increase in our property taxes. And when we say little, it's less than a cup of coffee a month for most people.
Correct.
But I want to put out there on behalf of this, because I am a firm believer of growing Story County, because it is a tourist destination. We are becoming, here in Story City, we have the carousel, and that is a huge tourist thing. But trail systems have really become a really big thing. So when you do go to vote on November 5th, it's going to be really, really important to flip over the backside.
Correct.
Don't just do the front. Make sure you flip to the back. And it is absolutely the last question on your ballot here for Story City. And it is a yes, no. And so I would say that the committee would like you to vote yes, of
we
course,
would love
to
to have
that.
you vote.
With that. So any other things you want to say, or anything that anybody as a community member could do to help support this right now?
The biggest thing is being educated on it. Just so if you're in conversation with somebody and they basically give disinformation about the bond or whatnot, you can direct them to where, this being a county bond and having to go through the county auditor, which we all would have gotten a postcard in the last few days. It is very straightforward on what it is and what it costs. There's really no way around what it is and isn't for. Because you can't have a bond like this and not already have a plan for the funds. It's not like they're going to get $25 million and hey, we're not.
Right.
We're going to spend it on something else. No,
Yeah.
it's going to be for these items. And like anything, I never like to spend more money, but this really is an investment in our county. It's never going to get cheaper. If we want to do this in 10 years, it'll probably be $30 or $40 million. We need these things just to improve what we have, expand what we have, and it just betters. We really need to help out our smaller communities through these trail systems. All of our wild places in Story County are next to smaller towns. They are part of some Ames, but if you want to get on, Anderson Canoe Access, you got to come to little old Story City, and get in there. And they're going to improve. Like Anderson, just for example, is a great little place to put your canoe or kayak in or fish from. But it needs some upgrades. It needs a little bit better parking. It is hard for somebody that is older or handicapped to get around at Anderson Access, even though it's one of the best stretches for smallmouth bass fishing. Don't tell people that. But going south or going
The
north.
secret's out now.
Yes.
When did you and your family stop your canoe business?
So once I graduated from high school, my folks built on an acreage west of Ames, and we brought all the canoes with us, and my dad just really didn't want to run it as a business. So he basically, what he did, he was a huge supporter of Boys and Girls Club. So if you gave a donation to Boys and Girls Club, you could have them for the day. Just didn't matter.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's that was one of his big things. He didn't need. I mean, we didn't charge. We lost money. It was a terrible business venture.
Well, that's what I was wondering timing wise when this happened, because I just wanted to. I was curious what the reaction was when Ada Hayden was built, and you guys were like, so
Yeah.
close.
So close.
We
Yeah.
were so close.
Yeah, we were about 20 years behind Ada Hayden being built, but it was a great time. You didn't love it when you're in high school and you had to quit what you were doing to go help get people's canoes out of the Des Moines River, and that they had lost.
Of course.
Or haul them back.
Yeah.
And so that was, back then you kind of looked at it. Even my brothers were part of it too, but we all did not love it then, but we love it now because of just meeting people and just being part of Welch Wilderness Voyagers that my dad started.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming
You bet.
today.
You bet. And just a reminder please vote. We have to have 60% approval for this vote.
Okay.
And you have to have enough people vote on it. So I don't want people to vote no, because I would love to have it pass. But if we don't have enough people voting, then it doesn't meet the measure.
But I think it's important that the information that you were bringing forth today about, like, in the end, how much this would actually affect someone's pocketbook.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
which is, it's like you said, it's minimal.
It's less
Yeah.
than a cup of coffee
Yeah.
a month,
Right.
or than a tank of gas for the whole year.
right.
I mean, so when you put those all into perspective, most people aren't going to even
Correct.
notice
And
it.
it will, but it provides so
It's
much.
going to provide a huge
Yes.
Yeah.
impact for our community
Yeah.
and our county for sure. So, reminder, November 5th, your voting date.
November 5th.
Flip to the back. Make sure you're voting on the
Are these
last box.
Early ballots?
These
Is this a sneak peek?
These are the ballots. So I've actually taken a lot of calls lately about where you can vote. There's 2 locations in Story City.
Right.
You can early vote right now in Nevada at the admin building. But they do have sample ballots out there, and I wanted to make sure I knew exactly where this bond vote was. And so it is the last box on the back side. So do make sure you flip over your ballot.
Based on county, so if you're in Story County, you can go to
You can
Nevada?
go vote in Nevada right
I
now.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Yep. County seat.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So you can
Very
vote
cool.
early. I know there's plenty of residents that already have. But if you definitely want to find out more information before you do vote, these nice handy dandy handouts I do have in my office. So if you need to stop by the Chamber Main Street office, I can help you that way. Or definitely check out the website that is waterandland.org, right?
Correct.
Bond.
Yep.
Waterandlandbond.org. Yes. Sorry. I'll put it in the comments below. So, Brandon, thank you so much for taking
Yes,
Thank you for
time
having
on,
me.
to
This
discuss
has been a
this more.
blast.
So, I will let you tell everybody to have a great week.
Hey, everybody. I appreciate you for tuning in to This is Monday. What's it called again?
Mondays in Story.
Nobody knows.
Mondays and Story. No, it's important. You got to get that hashtag
gotta
out
get it
there.
hashtag.
Mondays
Yep.
with Story City.
Yeah.
Monday with Story City. Thank you for tuning in. And again, appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
See ya.